Last month, I spent nearly $20,000 on furniture from Return Pallets. And with that, I made a very bold prediction about how much money I could make selling those items over the next 30 days.
I'm predicting we'll be able to make $10,000 in profit monthly, and we'll get to that point within a matter of weeks.
And since then, it's been a full 30 days. So with all that said, am I a liar? Am I delusional? Or did we actually pull it off? What's up, everybody? My name is Corey of Mission Side Hustle, and I am on a mission to turn $500 into $1 million. Now on the surface, this video is just simply a question of how much money I can make in 1 month flipping these pallets. Everybody loves a get-rich-quick video, right? But it would be a disservice to not fully contextualize what is at stake in this video. Let me paint the picture. On the one hand, if I am to succeed in this prediction, many will try to follow the path without fully understanding the sheer amount of work that went into getting to this exact point. And on top of that, they might not understand the risks that are in play with taking a shot this big. But on the other hand, if I am to fail, this $1 million journey would likely come to an end. I've been vlogging this process for nearly 2 years, and we started with literally nothing but a scooter doing Uber Eats. And everything we have at this point is riding on the line with this one shot. And if it flops, we'd be left with nothing but an empty warehouse we could no longer afford. And as a result, Mission Side Hustle would effectively be dead. Now, somewhere between scooter and forklift, I began going to estate auctions and buying individual items that I could flip for a profit. And at that level, I was like really thrilled to have a $4,000 profit month. But the problem was, there was just no scale. I could only go to so many auctions personally, and I could only physically move so much stuff in box trucks to a storage unit. By the time I was attending auctions and traveling to further ones and even bringing all the stuff back, I was getting extremely stretched thin. Time had become scarce, and I was trying to do a lot with a little, and that was a big problem. Because if I'm gonna turn $500 into $1 million, there's really only one way to get there. You gotta go big. So I hatched a plan to scale the existing business model, and it had two major points. One, do less work that physically required me for every stage. And in particular, how to get more stuff in less time. And two, how to make more guap. Guap? Or guac. I mean, I'm not trying to flex, but it is guac. Now, in order to make that happen, step one was finding a new source of product. I needed to find a way that I could acquire quality items in high volume at a price that I could still resell them for to make a profit. And ultimately, I found my way to B-Stock, where I learned that I could do online auctions for truckloads of furniture at a time. Product source, check. Step two, I had to find a new home for my business. In order to receive these truckload deliveries, we needed to have something with enough space to fit a semi-truck, as well as enough space to house a forklift. And I searched high and low. I viewed so many warehouses along the way. Some of them were just too expensive, and some of them had weird build-outs on the inside, but eventually, we did settle on this place here. And once that lease was signed, we had a brand new, well, to us brand new, 1,800 square foot warehouse, and it was going to cost us $2,197 a month. And on top of that, I also had to get a forklift. Now, I do plan on buying one for about $6,000, but we have to protect our cash flow because everything had to go to buy new inventory. So in the meantime, we had to lease one, which cost $1,280 a month. That means just to break even between the rent and the forklift, we had to make a profit of $3,477. That's a lot. Step three was the fun part. Now that we had a new source and the infrastructure, it was time to finally buy the new product. And boy, oh boy, did I go on an absolute shopping spree. I spent over $8,000 on the first shipments alone. And when the deliveries started rolling in, I couldn't believe how much more we were getting for such less time. I would often spend many hours at the auction locally, or even a whole day going to one further away. This, however, was true efficiency, and I was hooked. Step four was doing any sales prep, meaning anything you see on pallets or in boxes or wrapped up, I had to break that stuff down. Then I had to stage everything for pictures, and once that was done, I went on Facebook Marketplace and posted everything for sale. And I received a pretty wide spectrum of inventory throughout that month. Some of the items were like $3,000 couches retail, still in the box. And then other times they might have just been less desirable or cheaper items. Some of the items even needed some cleaning, and others might have had a tear and needed some possible repairs. See? But once all the prep was done and we were ready to make some sales, things really got interesting. Over the course of the next 30 days and 3 episodes, you should watch them, a process began of buying truckloads, selling those items, and repeating the process. Now get ready, because I'm about to throw a lot of numbers out there, you guys, to get a really clear picture of all this. Now, throughout the entire month, we ended up spending $19,350 on new inventory. But all those items had a total retail value of $74,800. And ultimately, in those 30 days, we made 12 sales for a total revenue of $17,400. And the cost of goods on those items was $6,007, which means we had a gross profit of $11,393. But once we finally deduct all the expenses to operate this new business, we were left with a net profit of $7,913 in 30 days. So for my predictions, I have to eat some humble pie and admit to my detractors that I was wrong. You see, I predicted I'd make $10,000 a month, but we only made a measly $8,000 a month. And I also thought we'd sell the items for about 75% of the retail value, but really they only ended up selling for 63% of the retail value. But still, at the end of the month, we had a lot of inventory left over for a total retail value of $47,000. So using the data we have and being conservative, we can probably still sell that all for like 20 grand. So with all that said, there's really only one thing left to do this video, and that's to confess to the masses that I was incorrect and I only made the $8,000 instead of the $10,000. But I'll tell you what, if making $8,000 in 30 days is wrong, then I'm okay with not being right. As always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.